want to wish everybody to have a happy new year that's coming up in a couple of weeks. For me, this time of the year, I look back on my life and I think about all the things that I've achieved and what kind of things do I want to do going forward. One thing that I've been thinking about recently are all the successes and failures I've had in my life so far. I actually remember the first time I felt bad about failing. Around this time, around Christmas time every year, my cousin would come from Los Angeles. And one year he came and said, "I've got all these shiny pennies. Do you want to trade me your quarter for them? For every quarter you have, I'm going to give you 5 of my pennies." I looked at the pennies, they were shiny, and I was getting 5 pennies for my 1 quarter. So I was like, this is a great trade. And I ended up losing all the change that I had. My cousin was extremely happy about all the new quarters he had, and he told his dad, "Look at all these new quarters I have." His dad looked at me and said, "Kareem, don't trust anybody." Eventually, I learned what he meant by that. It was actually when we went back in school in January, I learned that a penny is less than a quarter. And I never forgot it. But from this point on, I got an irrational fear of failure. I went throughout my entire middle school, high school, never failed a class. I applied for one college in Beirut, Lebanon, and I got in. I applied for a scholarship. I got the scholarship. I applied for an internship. I got the internship. Whatever I wanted, I succeeded. Now I had little failures, like I missed the bus one time in middle school, or I asked a girl out and she says no, but nothing that I would be too upset about. But then when I was in my junior year of university, I went to an entrepreneurship summit in Istanbul. And we were all standing on the balcony at the convention center, talking about our lives, and every single successful entrepreneur, these people are worth millions and billions of dollars, they were talking about all the failures they had. And honestly, I felt a little embarrassed that I've been successful at everything that I've done, and I had absolutely nothing to contribute to the conversation. One of the entrepreneurs asked me, "Kareem, tell us about one of the things you failed at." And I was like, "I don't have anything. I missed the bus in middle school." And he looked at me and he said, "Just you wait." So I took that and I went back to Beirut, Lebanon, continued to live my life and continued to have different successes. And I had a friend call me from high school. He told me, "Kareem, the housing market just collapsed. They have houses on sale for $1 in Detroit. You want to go buy some?" I was like, "That sounds like a great deal. I got $1." So I flew from Beirut, and on my way, Northwest had a hub here in Detroit, and they also had a hub in Memphis. And I had a connecting flight here. Delayed my time a little bit here in Metro Detroit, got to look at some houses, and I saw what a $1 house entailed. It was basically just a foundation and an empty field. So we decided to up our standards a little bit. We bought our first house, we got a property manager. We thought we were doing everything right. So I went back for my senior year of university, back in Beirut, Lebanon. And then when I graduated, came back to the United States, and I get a bill from the city of Garden City. They're telling me, "You owe us $4,000 in water bills." I was like, $4,000 in water bills? This is the first time I'm hearing of it. I asked my property manager, "What's going on with this water bill?" He was like, "I thought you were checking it." It's like, "Don't they shut off the water here if you don't pay it?" He was like, "No." So that was the first major failure that I've ever had in my life. A $4,000 bill straight out of university in an economic recession. I didn't have a job, I didn't have anything coming back to the United States. So I really had to pull myself up by my own bootstraps, try to find employment, and pay off that water bill. Now, the words of that entrepreneur came back to me. fail quickly and fail often. Maybe if I learned to fail more often, I would have learned to look for different kind of risks. So throughout my master's degree, I've tried to fail as often as possible. You fail quickly, you fail often, and you don't trust anybody. Now, the reason I keep saying is don't trust anybody is because not only do you have to learn from your own experiences, you have to learn from the experiences of others. Not only one person's advice, because their opinion may not be right or you may not agree with it. You have to take a broad range of people's opinions, learn from their failures, and make your own. So, Toastmasters, as I leave you for this year, I know many of you want to improve over the next year your successes, but I would say with failure comes great success. Thank you very much. That's it.